Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga. And today, just a really nice full body stretch. Giving yourself props if you need them, bolsters, blocks, straps, blankets, whatever feels good to you today. You don't need them, but if you'd like them, absolutely. I encourage you to use them. Drink of water is whenever you need one, a break as often as you need one. Keep a sense of humor. And let's have some fun and let's work through some stuff. A seated position that feels good to you, and just give those shoulders a good roll up and back. I hope today is treating you well. Let those shoulders slide down and away. Close your eyes. Do that again, big shoulder roll. And let those shoulders slide down and away. Just turn your palms to face the ceiling. Let your wrists drape over your knees. Maybe bring your index finger and thumb to touch. And just get rid of the wiggles. Let yourself settle into this seated position and focus on your breath. Big, full, deep breaths in and out the nose, helping to quiet the body, the mind. It's all about learning ways to let go tension and tightness, any kind of negativity. Remove blockages and improve imbalances. That's what we're headed for. We're just going to do our best to be our best without judgment or criticism. Bring your hands down by your sides. Press your palms down towards the ground. And as you exhale, bring your chin down towards your chest. As we move today through our practice, we're going to check in. We're going to listen to and we're going to honor what's going on with the body. Roll the head to the right ear over the right shoulder. Press your left palm down towards the ground. Relax your jaw, soften your eyes. What's going on through the neck and the shoulder? We're letting go of those what the hecks as we find those places that might be a little tight today, and we're just going to breathe into them. Sending love in your breath there. Releasing your chin back down towards the chest. And then we roll it to the left, lift ear over the left shoulder. And we're just going to notice maybe if one side holds a little more tension than the other. That's pretty normal. If you don't notice that and you're like, well, it feels pretty even. That is a beautiful gift. Pressing that right palm down towards the ground. Like I said, we're working to remove the imbalances within our bodies, to improve them, to help our body move a little more efficiently. Release your chin back down towards your chest. And inhale your head up nice and tall. Reach it high. As you exhale, release that right hand down, left arm up and over. Oh, hold that reach. Press that left sit bone towards the ground. Turn your gaze up along the inside of that left arm. Now give a little push with that right hand against the floor. Space between the ribs. Stretching down that side of the body. Inhale it up, reach it high. And then as you exhale, release that left hand down, right arm up and over. Let yourself just sink in. Turn your gaze up if that's okay. Press that right sit bone towards the ground. And then just a little push with that left hand, lifting that right side of the rib cage. Stretching intercostal muscles. Feels so good. Inhale, both arms come up, reach it high. Interlace your fingers, bring your hands behind your head. And as you exhale, turn to the left. We're going to stay sitting up nice and tall. We're going to use that left shoulder, left elbow to pull us back, to deepen that rotation. Inhale it back to center. And exhale, we turn to the right. Using the back of that right arm, the back of that shoulder to help us rotate even deeper. Making sure you're keeping that chest open, elbows wide. Inhale it back to center. Very active stretch there. And draw your chin towards your chest. Close the elbows around the ears. Inhale, head up nice and tall. Release those arms down by your side. Rock it back, switch so the other leg is in front. And reach it high. Exhale, release that left hand down, right arm up and over. Again, just let that arm be heavy. This time, as you exhale, a little rotation, drawing the right side of the rib cage forward just a little bit, hollowing your tummy and your chest. And then roll it back open, tummy and chest open to the front. We're going to do that 2 more times. Exhale, roll it forward. And roll it back. 1 more time. Hollowing the tummy and chest as you roll that right shoulder forward slightly. And then roll it back open. And rise. Both arms reach high. Right arm down, left arm up and over. Again, as you exhale, hollowing your tummy and chest, little rotation, and then roll it back up. We're going to do 3 of those, just at your own pace. Find your breath, hollowing as you come forward just a little bit. What do you feel and where? Oh, feels so good in that lower back, through the ribs and the waist, into that shoulder. We roll it open. And rise, both arms reach high, releasing that left arm down, right forearm crosses the crown of the head and gently pull your head to the right. Relax the weight of that right hand and press your left palm down towards the ground. Close your eyes and relax your jaw. Breathe. Inhale, right arm high. Left arm high, release that right arm down, cross the crown of the head and gently pull to the left. And just relax the weight of your hand. Press that right palm down towards the floor. Close your eyes and breathe. Let go. Our mindful breath, our mindful movement, our gentle, kind gestures. Inhale, extend that left arm and gently release it down. Let's come over and up onto all fours to tabletop. Hands are shoulder width apart, knees are hip width, core is nice and strong. We're going to inhale and extend our left arm and our right leg. Squaring the pelvis, lifting out of that right shoulder. Add a flex of that left foot. Breathe, core strong. Our bird dog, lengthening and extending. As you inhale, little tap of the fingertips and toes, and then back to that horizontal line. We tap and lift 2 more times. Tap and lift once more. Tap and lift. Now we're going to pull that left elbow back, right knee forward to 90 degrees. A little bit of a fire hydrant here. As you exhale, draw the elbow and the knee towards one another, and then open it back up to your 90 degrees. Draw it in, open it up, draw it in, open it up 1 more time, draw it in, open it up, and extend it back out to bird dog. Releasing that left hand down, crossing that right leg up and over the left. Turn and look out over your left shoulder. Breathe, core staying strong, just checking in. We bring our gaze back to center, bending that right knee to the outside of that left leg. We're going to center our hands. We're going to be a little off center, but we're going to center it in line with those knees. Walk your hands forward and press it back. So you're going to be crossing your mat just a little bit of a diagonal. If that throws you off, yeah, you can straighten yourself out. Just getting into those hips a little bit, shoulders a little bit. Be nice. Inhale, coming back up. Pull those hands back to center. We extend that right leg straight back and release it back to tabletop. Inhale it up, right arm and left leg, lengthening and reaching. Lifting out of that left shoulder. Find your breath. Our bird dog. Add a flex of that left foot. Core strong, we lower. And we lift back to that horizontal line 3 more times. Just use your breath. Staying strong through the core, through the midline. Find your breathing. Make it purposeful. Last one. Now this time pull the elbow back, pull the knee up to 90 degrees. Keep that left foot flexed. As you inhale, draw the knee and the elbow towards one another, and then open it back out to the side. Lots of stuff going on here. Elbow to knee and open. 2 more times. Elbow to knee and open. Once more. Elbow to knee and open, and extend it back out to bird dog. Releasing that right hand down, left leg crossing all the way over to the right. And we turn and look out over that right shoulder. Where do you feel this? So good, all the way down that left side of the body. Just looking back towards your big toe. And we bend that left knee. We turn our gaze back through center, untuck those left toes. And again, we're going to shift our hands to center, right in line with those knees. Take a big step forward, and then press it back. Those knees are tightly together. Those feet are open wide as feels good to you. And we just press it back for stretching those hips, stretching the shoulders. And let's go ahead and walk those hands back to center. Extending that left leg straight back. And release it down to tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your knees just an inch off of the mat. Stretch those toes. Stretching the arch of the feet. Calves, Achilles tendons. As you exhale, extend those legs. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Head's heavy. So pretty out today. Fall is definitely in the air. Taking the gaze between your hands and walk your feet in to forward fold. Took the pup for a walk this morning. So good. A little chill in the air. Leaves are falling. We bring the hands to the elbows and hold on. And just gently sway side to side. I do love fall, but I am not ready for the cold weather. I love the 70s and 80s. Cool in the morning, cool at night. So great. Coming back to center, relax your arms, and ever so slowly ragdoll your way up. A big shoulder roll at the top, and let those shoulders slide down and away. Do that again, big shoulder roll. Take it up and back, and let those shoulders slide down and away. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll those shoulders back. Core strong. Take a big breath in, and exhale, arch it back. Reach your knuckles towards the ground, and you just look up, opening your heart, opening up that chest, stretching all the way down the front of the body. Inhaling it back up nice and tall. Core strong. We lift the arms as high as we can without popping open that rib cage. Mobility and flexibility through the front of the shoulder. Strengthen that upper back. So important to keep the back of the body strong. Slowly bringing those hands back down. Release your hands. Big circle of those shoulders up and back. Palms open to the front. Inhale, reach it high. And exhale, pull the elbows back and down. Open your chest. Squeeze through those shoulder blades. Lift your gaze just a little bit. Inhale, reach it up. Pull those hands to heart center. Find a focal point out in front of you and shift your weight to your left foot. Right big toe just barely touching the ground, and roll that right knee open to tree pose. You can stay right here. You are welcome to move towards a wall, a counter, whatever you need for stability. And we're going to slide that right foot up along the inside of the leg if that feels okay to you. Otherwise, just keep it where it is. Just make sure you're not pressing right on your knee. We interlace the fingers and extend those arms out to shoulder height. And then lift those arms up and overhead. Soften your shoulders. Breathe. We bring the palms to touch. Interlace all the fingers but the index finger and thumb. And gently bring your arms forward just slightly. You can see those arms just out of the corner of your eye, your peripheral vision. And if it feels right to you, take your gaze up, finding the base of your thumbs. If you can't quite find them, bring those arms forward just a little bit, challenging our balance a little bit more here. Slowly pulling those hands back down to heart center, releasing the fingers being interlaced, drawing that right knee forward. Release your foot to 90 degrees. Breathe. Press that right heel straight down towards the ground. Bend that left knee, left hand to the top of the thigh, right hand down towards your toes. Square your pelvis. Breathe. Toes are lifted. Fingertips are reaching down. You should feel a nice long stretch down the back of the leg. Circle that right arm out. Lift it high. Pull that right foot in. Circle that right arm all the way around behind. And then pull those hands back to heart center. Standing tall, shift your weight to your right foot. Left big toe just barely touches the earth, and roll that left knee open. Our tree pose. Again, you are welcome to use a counter, a wall, anything that you need for stability and support. If it feels good to you, slide that left foot up along the inside of the leg, above or below the knee, just not right on your knee. Shoulders are soft. We're strong through the belly. We're solid through those legs. Interlacing your fingers, press your palms out and up. Soften your shoulders. Breathe. Tree pose, a wonderful foundational balancing pose. Something to help us feel grounded and centered. If ever you're having a day where you're just like, woo, all over the place, come to tree pose for a few moments, and it'll help you kind of clear your mind and feel rooted and grounded once again, focused. It's amazing, the power of yoga. Slowly bring your hands to touch, interlacing all the fingers but the index finger and thumb. We're going to bring our arms forward just a little bit, softening through those shoulders. And then if it feels right to you, start to take your gaze up. If now all of a sudden that feeling and sense of grounding is gone, find it again. That's where we want to be. Solid. Rooted. Breathe. We pull those hands down to heart center. Releasing those interlacing of the fingers, palms just gently rest. We draw that left knee forward and release that left foot. Pressing your left heel down towards the ground, bending the right knee, right hand to the top of the thigh, left hand reaches down towards those left toes. Square the pelvis. Lengthen that left leg, feeling that great stretch down the hamstring and the calf, the Achilles. You might even feel it in the sole of your foot. Definitely feel it a little bit more on this side than the other side. How about you? We circle that left arm out and up, pulling that left foot back in. Left arm circles all the way around behind. We pull the hands to heart center, rocking forward just slightly to create space between those heels. And then rock back to your heels. Bend your knees and sink into chair. Weight is in our heels, should be able to lift those toes. You don't have to keep them lifted, but should be able to lift them. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, sink. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, sink. Stay low. Hinge it forward, sweep your arms back to flight. Tummy and chest just gently touching against the thighs. Roll those shoulders back. Extend through those arms. Extend through those fingertips. Strong through the belly. We're not just surrendering down onto those legs. We're staying active and strong. Now slowly begin to extend those legs. Can you keep that nice flat back? To airplane. Breathe. Rotate palms to the sky. Big circle of those arms up and overhead as you hinge up. Palms touch. Interlace the fingers, all but the index finger and thumb. Close those heels. Feet are side by side. Take a big breath in, reach. And as you exhale, lean to the right. Press your hips to the left. A little roll of that left shoulder back and look up along the inside of that left arm. Inhaling it back up nice and tall. And exhale, lean to the left. Press the hips to the right. A little roll of that right shoulder back. And we look up along the inside of that right arm. Inhaling it up nice and tall. Find a focal point out in front of you and slowly shift your weight forward, lifting your heels. Coming up just as tall as you can be. Breathe. We pull the hands down to heart center. Core strong, we begin to bend those knees. Lowering down into our balanced chair. Find your breath. Shifting your weight back towards your heels, little space between those heels. If it feels good to you, extend those arms overhead. If that causes tension in your neck and your shoulders, just keep those hands to heart center. Inhale, rise, reach it high. Exhale, arch it back. Take your gaze up. Open those arms to a nice wide V. Inhale it up nice and tall. And exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale, down walk, step, or hop to high plank, toes or knees, crocodile down. Press it through, up dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips to down dog. How we doing? Down dog, an opportunity to grab a sip if you need one. Child's pose is always a great alternative to your down dog. If you're loving your down dog, let's fine tune it, pressing through the palms of the hands and guiding your weight back towards your heels. Working to get the bend out of the wrists just as much as you can and allowing those heels to sink just as much as you can. Let's alternate bending knees. Walk it out. If you've chosen child's pose or a drink of water or just to catch your breath, whenever you're ready, meeting us back in your down dog and let both heels gently sink. Shifting your weight to your left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that right foot to the outside of your right hand, toes are slightly turned open. Let's bring that back knee to the mat, untuck your toes. Oh, let that right knee roll open. We're going to roll to that outer edge of that right foot. We can stay up on the palms of the hands, lifting out of those shoulders, or if it feels good to you, come down onto your left forearm. Turn and place that right hand to the inside of that right knee and give it a gentle press away. Be nice to your body. If it's not right today, it's okay. Feels good to you, release that right forearm to the mat. Now slowly draw that right knee back in, right sole of the foot to the mat, and just notice that little shift of intensity. How does that stretch feel different than when that knee was open? We come back up to the palms of the hands. Let's tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, sweep it back, and extend right leg high. You're welcome to release that right foot down or keep it high. We're going to inhale it to high plank, leg up or down, toes or knees, crocodile. Press it through, up dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips to down dog. And we shift our weight to our right foot, left toes to the sky. Exhale and sweep that left foot to the outside of your left hand, toes are slightly turned open. Feel that good stretch to the hip flexors. And then place that right knee to the mat. Untuck your toes. My goodness, that feels good. You can stay up on the palms of the hands or come down onto that right forearm. And if it feels right to you, let that left knee roll open. Maybe we turn and place that left hand to the inside of that left knee and give it a gentle press away. Coming down onto that left forearm, or you can be on your hands, and slowly draw that left knee back in, left sole of the foot against the mat, and just notice that different intensity. Making sure you're breathing slow and steady, not having to hold your breath. Coming back up to the palms of the hands. Tuck your back toes, lift that back knee, sweep it back, and extend left leg high. You're welcome to release that left foot down or keep it high. Inhaling it to high plank, leg up or down, toes or knee, crocodile down. Press it through, up dog, release your foot. Tuck your toes, lift your hips to down dog. Inhaling up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the chest and shoulders toward your thighs, reach your sit bones high. As you exhale, let your heels gently sink. Shift your weight to your left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhale and sweep that right foot back to the outside of your right hand. Toes are slightly turned open. Big transition, draw that left foot in across from the left hand. We come to our frog pose. Nice flat back. Hands are just below those shoulders. As you exhale, extend those legs. Circle those arms around behind your back. Interlace your fingers. If it feels right to you, give those shoulders a good roll up and back and lift your hands towards the sky. A little tuck of your chin towards your chest. And then if it feels good to you, a little shift of your weight forward into your toes. We center our weight, bring our hands to the small of the back. We lengthen through the crown of the head, core strong. If it's better for you, roll it up or hinge it up. Rolling up to take care of that back, hinging up to strengthen. As we stand tall, take a big breath in and exhale, arch it back, reach your knuckles towards the ground, lift your gaze up, open that chest. Inhaling it up nice and tall. We hinge it forward. Again, you can roll it forward, chin to chest, and slowly rolling it back down. As you come forward, release your hands. Shift your weight to your heels, core strong, bend your knees, lower your bottom as we level out that spine. Shift that right hand to the inside of that right foot, rotate and reach. Left arm high. If it feels good to you, go ahead and lower your bottom down. Breathe. Inhale it back through center. You can stay in your yogi squat, or you can be in frog. Release that left hand to the inside of your left foot, right arm reaching up. So we can be in frog with that bottom a little bit higher, or down in your yogi squat as you rotate. Breathe, coming back to center, either to frog or yogi squat. Breathe. Our garland pose, great for the hips. Release your hands, lift your bum back to frog, stepping that right foot back, and then the left. Hold your plank. Draw that right knee in towards your chest. Cross that right leg underneath the left, outside edge of that right foot to the mat. We rotate and extend left arm high to fallen triangle. Lifting those hips, reaching out of those left fingertips. Find your breath. As you exhale, keep that right leg tucked under. Left hand comes back to the mat. Square your shoulders. We're still on the inside edge of that left foot. Now come up to the left toes and pull that right knee in. And step it back. If you need a little down dog break, take it. Child's pose break, take it. Challenge of staying in plank, do so. And breathe. When you're ready, coming back to plank, and we pull that left knee in. Left leg crosses underneath the right, outside edge of that left foot to the mat. We rotate to that left hand. Right arm extends to our fallen triangle. Lifting those hips, lengthening out of that right shoulder. How high can you reach? So again, we're going to keep that left leg tucked under. We're going to stay on the inside of that right foot. Slowly release your right hand down. Square the shoulders to the floor. Breathe. We come up to the right toes, pulling that left knee back in, and step it back to plank. Breathe. Hold your plank, toes or knees. As you exhale, lift your hips to down dog and just sway your hips side to side. That feels good. Coming back to center, shift your weight to your right foot, left toes high. Exhale and sweep that left foot to the outside of your left hand. Toes are slightly turned open. And again, we step that right foot in across from the right. Big transition. Frog. So in our frog pose, if you need the support of the hands, keep it. Core strong. We pull those hands up to heart center if you don't need it. Extend those arms out to a T if that feels okay and you want a little more challenge. Still that nice flat back. We're going to really load the lever here. If it feels good to you, take those arms out in front. Right along the outside of the ears. Palms face one another. Breathe. We circle those arms all the way back down, taking a hold of the ankles and slowly extend those legs. Use the strength of the arms to pull the upper body in.
A little tuck of your chin towards your chest. A little shift of your weight forward into your toes. Centering your weight. Release your hands. Core strong, bend your knees. Once again, we're going to lower back down into our frog or come back down into our yogi squat or garland. A gentle press of those elbows right along the insides of the knees. Chest is lifted. Shoulder blades sliding down your back. As slowly as you can go. If you are taking special care of your lower back, you can roll it up. Otherwise, we're going to slowly rise. Breathe. Doing our very best to lead through the crown of the head. Extending those arms, reach it high. As you exhale, arch it back. Open those arms to a nice wide V as you look up. Breathe. Inhale, reach it high. And exhale, let's sink it back down. Pull those hands to heart center. Begin to bend your knees. Lowering down, tailbone right towards the ground. Just sliding down. Release your hands. Lift your bum back to frog. Step that left foot back. And then the right. Hold your plank. Breathe. You can be on your knees or your toes. Just holding your plank, or if you like, we're going to add a little movement. We tap the knees and we extend those legs. We tap. And then maybe it's just a slight bend in your knee. And that's what it is today. That's perfect. You don't have to touch the floor. And extend. What I want you to notice is the movement in the upper body. I don't want you sinking and arching. I just want you to tap and stay strong through the core. One more time. Tap and extend. Lift those hips to down dog. Inhale up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the chest and shoulders toward your thighs. Reach your sit bones high. And exhale, let your heels gently sink. We inhale it to high plank. Toes or knees. Crocodile down. Press it through up dog. Open up those knees nice and wide. Press it back to extended child's pose. Lots of room for the tummy and chest. Breathe. Slowly walk your hands back up. Hands just below those shoulders. Press through the tops of the feet to close your knees. Walk your hands towards your knees. Bring your bottom towards your heels. And then press into the mat as you lift those knees. Stretching through the tops of the feet and the shins. Gently place those shins back to the mat. Come forward, tuck your toes, and just gently press your bottom back. Just a little stretch. Toes and the arches of the feet. If you have issues with your toes, that you take care of those toes. Don't tuck them under if it hurts. Release, tops of the feet to the mat. Press into the mat as you lift those knees and your shins. One more time for those toes if it feels okay. A little more intensely for those toes if that's all right for you. Otherwise, adjust. Remember, everything we do other than breathing is optional. Hopefully by this time you're smiling, feeling good. Go ahead and come on forward. Sweep your feet off to the side. Come onto your hips. Sweep your feet around. And let's slide on down towards the top of the mat. Oh, legs are long. Just flex your feet. Wiggle those toes. That was a lot for those toes. And soften those feet. We're going to take that right ankle, crossing it up and over that left knee. Pulling the hands behind us and pull that left foot in. We're going to walk our hands in just as tightly as feels good to you. Lifting the chest, that figure four. Really nice stretch in that right hip. We're going to add a little twist here if that feels okay to you. Shifting your weight to your left hand. Right arm is going to cross and we're going to place that right elbow just below that right foot and gently twist. Lifting the chest and find your breath. Be mindful of what's happening in that left shoulder so we're not sinking in, but we're lifting out. And we're just using the back of that right arm to press against the outside of that left knee.
And gently release that twist. Bring those hands back behind you and let both knees fall to the left. Right sole of the foot to the ground. Right knee pointing towards the sky. Just lift in the chest. You can walk those hands up a little closer if you like. Where do you get the best stretch without a little lackadaisical going? Breathe. If you're like, that's all I have in me today, give it. Breathe. Slowly rolling it back to center. Sliding that left leg out. Sit up nice and tall. And let's pull that right foot all the way up to the hip crease. Breathe. We circle that right arm around behind us. Can you find that right big toe? Hold on to it if you can find it. If you can't quite find it, it's all good. And then we're going to reach the left hand down towards that left foot and just lengthen through the crown of the head. If that causes discomfort, whatever in that right ankle, if you're like, Cheryl, I really don't like that, bring your right foot to the inside of your leg and just walk it out. Great modification. Listen to your body. This is not about making things uncomfortable beyond a good stretch. I want you to just feel good. And then slowly bring it up. Right leg goes long. Left ankle crosses just above that right knee. And we're going to pull those hands behind us and draw that right knee in. Sitting up tall. Shoulders are back. Breathe. So again, we're going to add that rotation if it feels okay to you. We shift our weight to our right hand. We cross that left elbow over to that left thigh and then extend the leg. Lift out of the chest and roll it back. Taking your gaze, just rolling it up over that right shoulder. Breathe. Yes, this is a little different, a little awkward. Body's got to figure out best way to engage and let go. And releasing that rotation, bringing that left hand behind you once again. Take both knees to the right. That left sole of the foot to the ground and just a gentle press of that left knee out and away. And again, we're lifting our chest so we're not sinking back. Staying tall, working that posture, working the core. It feels good to you. Yep, you can sit up a little bit taller. That's fine. This is about finding what feels good to you. Challenging yourself accordingly. Slowly roll it back to center. Go ahead and slide that right leg out, and we're going to draw that left foot up to the hip crease. So be mindful of that left knee. If this isn't great, be mindful of that left ankle. We're going to reach the left hand around behind. Can you find your foot? Take a hold of it if you can find it. We're going to reach that right hand towards your right foot and hinge it forward. And again, for if whatever reason you're like, this is not great for me today, release it. Draw that left sole of the foot along the inside of the right thigh and walk it forward, working to center your tummy and chest onto that right leg. If we never try new things, we never try new things. So if when we try new things and it's just not right, it's okay. One day, it may be. And if not, it's okay. And slowly we walk it back up. Extending both legs out. Flex your feet, reach it high. Exhale, lengthen, hinge it forward, reach it out. Release your hands and relax the weight of your head. Point your toes. Feel that stretch right along the front of the feet to the ankles, the shins. And then pull those toes back. And now it transfers all the way down through the sole of the feet and through the backs of the legs. Reach it out. Hinge it all the way back up. Soften your feet. Lower those arms to shoulder height and slowly make your way back all the way down onto your back. Close your eyes. Focus on each and every vertebra. Coming to the mat and relax. Let's pull that right knee in, hands to your shin just below that right knee. Pull it in nice and tight. If that's pulling on your lower back, bend that left knee, bring the sole of the foot to the mat. If it feels good to you, keep that left leg long. We're going to roll that right ankle both directions, and then we're going to point and flex the foot.
Soften your foot. Extend that right arm out to a T. Left hand shifts to the outside of that right knee and gently pull your leg across. Do your best to keep that right shoulder from lifting off the mat. And then turn and look out over your right arm. So as we've moved through the different poses today, different challenges, different balancing, different stretches, what did you notice? When we explore and we try new things, we move in new ways, how does our breath respond? How does our body respond? How do we feel when we come out while we're there and when we come into the pose? That's moving mindfully. That's how we learn. That's how we improve, how we progress. Rolling it back to center. That's how we help ourselves keep from getting injured. And go ahead and extend that right leg out. Pull that left knee in. Left arm out to a T. Whoops, just kidding. Hands to your shin, just below your knee. We can't forget the ankle rolls. Again, if you need to pull that right foot in, please do. If that feels good to you for that right hip flexor, keep the leg long. Just be mindful of that lower back. And as we roll the ankle, giving a little love to the foot, pointing and flexing your foot. Make sure you get both ways. And now, as you're ready, soften that foot. Left arm out to a T. Right hand shifts to the outside of the knee and just gently pull your leg across. Keeping both shoulders down. That left shoulder might want to lift a bit. And just turn and look out over that left arm. Oh, I tell you, some days things just feel a little better than others. But this one, this pose, oh my goodness, this stretch always feels like magic and amazing. I hope from head to toe, inside to outside, you're feeling good and ready for your day. I hope we found some things that needed a little extra love, and I hope you feel the difference it makes by spending some time on your mat, and I appreciate you doing so with me. Gently releasing that right hand, rolling it back to center. And just slowly release that left leg out. Let's take those arms overhead, point the toes, reach through your fingertips, reach through those toes, lengthen yourself. And then just relax. Soften your feet. Let the arms be heavy. Now I invite you to make whatever adjustments you need to make to find a comfortable place. If that's bringing your arms down by your sides, out to a T, reclined a butterfly, a modified bridge with those feet in towards your bum, toes slightly turned in, knees bent, and knees just resting against one another. On your side, up in a seated position. Any place that feels good to you. As we make the adjustments we need to make to find that comfortable place, we get rid of the wiggles. We find a place where the body can relax. The mind is clear, and the breath just flows easily and effortlessly. With our eyes softly closed, our jaw relaxed, the body weight just gently melting against the earth. Our awareness is drawn deeper inside, to a place within our mind's eye where everything is right. I invite you to visualize this place. Maybe a favorite room in your home, a vacation spot you love, some place you may have seen pictures of. Let yourself truly be here, present within it. What do you see? What do you feel? What do you hear? We feel safe and calm, serene and quiet. We draw in that peaceful energy, helping it to transform any unsettled energy within us. We give ourselves permission to truly be a part of this place. Here we heal, we forgive, we find a true sense of peace, mind, body, and spirit. We take a moment, a few affirmations today before we bring ourselves back to the world around us. We pull our hands to heart center, keeping those eyes closed. You are welcome to repeat after me or just say it quietly in your mind. I am grateful. I am safe. I am loved. I am enough. I am grateful. I am safe. I am happy. I am loved. I am enough. I am grateful. I am safe. I am confident. I am loved. I am enough. Gently open your eyes in a safe, comfortable way, however you wish, whenever you wish. Let's come up to a seated position that feels good to you. Hands to heart center. We gently lift the hands, base of the thumbs to the center of the forehead. And just a gentle pressure to the center of the forehead, activating our third eye and our intuition. I honor and cherish each and every one of you. The light within and all that you bring to the world. Thank you for being a part of my day and inviting me into yours. Until the next time, namaste.